Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason Axe.
Sorry, my thing went on mute. I'm Kevin Grant.
And this is
Fucking
the
hotkeys, man. What the hell?
best show
Oh,
on the internet.
It is without a doubt a best show.
No, sir.
No. Oh,
we
no?
are the only recipient of the YouTube
only
Wood Award. We are the
recipient?
Woody Harrelson of podcasts,
Oh, well,
the
sir.
Danny DeVito of social
The
commentary.
Danny DeVito's.
Doing great.
Okay. We're just happy to be here. That's for
As they say.
I mean, that's what I said. I don't know who they are, but I mean, in my opinion, they can go fuck themselves.
That's very fair.
So
because this is 2020,
this
I don't know.
Oh my God!
If y'all know, but there's a pandemic.
There is
going on in this world.
Right outside that window, which none of you can see, there is a pandemic, and then there's about to be like a Category 12 hurricane.
Yeah,
that all of my parents have called me about.
Everyone's real concerned.
Everyone's real concerned.
But yeah. So is this your first hurricane situation you've ever been in?
No. Here's the thing, and so Texas is a big state. For those of you who are unaware, it's a very big.
Well, everything is bigger there.
Everything is bigger there. The land is bigger here. The buildings are bigger here. The barbecue's bigger here. The music's bigger here. Not so much right now because of the pandemic, but everything here is bigger. COVID was actually bigger here for a little while too. Still kind of is, depending on where you go. But Texas, being sort of on the Gulf, if you look at a map, it's right there.
Obviously, you're not a golfer.
Wasn't there a war in that area?
Sure was.
So like whenever the hurricanes kind of come up through Florida, like through the Panhandle, they kind of like shift over towards the Gulf, and then a lot of the surrounding states get hit. With Austin being centrally located, we're mostly surrounded by land. And so by the time anything hits us, it's usually broken up at that point. I mean, that's not to say that we don't get bad weather, but like bad weather in comparison to everybody who might be in like Houston or Florida or any of those places, like bad weather is, yeah, man, it rained for like 20 minutes and I couldn't go, walk my dog.
Yeah,
like that's
summer.
kind of bad weather for Austin.
Oh wow. Well, that's nice.
So we get, the other night, I think when
it was 68 degrees here today, high of 68 degrees.
It's 91 right now. It's actually more of a chilly 91 because we got the
a chilly 91.
Have you ever? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever experienced a chilly 91?
No, but I've had a hot 98. I'll tell you that one, pal. But
we'll talk about that one later.
That's all right. That's an off-camera conversation.
So, yeah, like by the time anything hits Austin, it's usually broken up. Like we had the other night, I think it was like 2 weekends ago. Like we actually had a decent amount of rain come through at night, and the wind, and it's mostly because of like where our apartment is. It's a very tight street, and there's a lot of construction going on, so like it kind of forms this wind tunnel effect where like all you hear is just like whirling wind, and it's just like it's very loud and it keeps us up at night. But keep in mind,
because some people got to pay a subscription to hear that
whirling wind.
What? Part of their soundscapes, get them to go to sleep. Oh, geez.
But anyways, like the point I'm making is like that is the worst that we typically get.
Gotcha.
So like it's really not that bad. We actually had like a really good thunderstorm last weekend where like lightning had to have hit like 10 feet away from our building because I could see the flash with my eyes closed.
Oh, like, Barry Allen?
Yes, I was closing my eyes and I was drifted off into the Speed Force. I don't actually dream.
He is dreaming.
Well, depending on who you ask, I guess. Um, so yeah, so we don't really get too bad of weather. It rains, it's windy. Some areas make it flooded. Some trees might get knocked over, but like you got to look at the whole. There's fucking people getting like evacuated and like displaced from their homes. Like we don't have to worry
Right.
about that really. Like people are coming up to Austin to get away from the bad weather.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's
so
right.
um,
And it's interesting because people are coming to Syracuse to get away from the COVID.
of all the places to go,
Well, it's interesting because upstate New York is one of the lowest areas currently. We're like down to like less than 1% a week or month. Listen, Cuomo's got his thing.
Listen,
He talks about his
he
mountains.
wrote a book on the pandemic. So I don't know if you know. I'm pretty sure it's out now, but
Wherever books are sold,
wherever books are sold.
Amazon.
It's a weird. I mean, not to get into the politics of it all, but like, isn't it kind of fucked up that this guy like went out and was like, "I will be the hero of the COVID-19.
Mm.
Please buy my book. It's how to survive a pandemic." It's like, whoa, bro, did you just like grift everybody with this bullshit?
Here's the thing: Cuomo looked so good at the beginning of this thing. He was talking eloquently. He was taking charge. He was taking responsibility and leadership. And then when this thing like went a little bit longer than anybody ever really fucking expected it to,
Did he get tired?
there was a shift.
Oh,
Uh, I'm, a, I'm not saying per se that organized crime might be involved,
well,
but
we listen. We don't talk about that here.
yeah, don't ask me for sources.
We don't know. We don't know. We're just two guys,
know. Just asking questions.
We're not the news horse, okay? Like we're just two guys.
By the way, you're dropping the ball.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Listen, we'll talk about that later. Like it's
Okay.
there's like I mean, yeah, we'll talk about that later.
And they have no idea what we're talking about right now. So
it's been a fucking week, man. Like the news is bad enough as it is.
it's fair. But anyway, back to Cuomo.
Right.
I think we've called everything correctly
Sure.
so far when the pandemic first started.
Mm-hmm.
We first said that it wasn't going to be a big deal. We called it absolutely correctly wrong. That it was a tremendous deal. Breaking news on this show, as a matter of fact.
We broke that time. Like I don't think anybody else was really talking about it. Like there was at least one person who was talking about it because that's where we got our news from. But like this show broke that both the NBA and Tom Hanks got COVID.
All on the same show.
All in the same.
It was a hell of a
all
show.
in the same 15-minute span while we were trying to sign off. It just was like
yeah. Be sure to like and subscribe to get your news because you're gonna hear it here
you're
first.
Hear it here first, maybe.
But anyway, my other bold prediction, besides that COVID's no big deal, is that when all is said and done, when the history books are written about the 2020 election, or not even election, just
2020
the year
in general.
In general, the year, I think we're all gonna find that we were bamboozled, ladies and gentlemen.
What do you mean that we were bamboozled?
I've got a feeling that history is not going to be kind to those in charge when the books are written, because, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot force America to stay home and not work. If you are an elected official and you told the people you cannot go to work, you cannot make a living, you cannot support your family, we're going to give you $1,200 for 7 months, make it last, go buy your ramens, go stock up on cans, get some oil lamps, that type of thing. Oh, by the way, I'm still making money because I'm still getting paid by the government, but I'm telling you, you can't make money. But I'm still making money. because I'm in with the mob. But you know what? That's here nor there. I'm just saying that my eyes.
You got them eyes, man. You got them
Got
eyes.
them eyes. Got them eyes. By the way, big shout out to the big rig. Congratulations, sir. Well deserved.
Oh yeah, he's totally watching this.
Maybe
You never
Google's
know.
his name. I don't know.
I'll be sure to put that in the hashtag for the episode.
Yeah, right in the hashtag.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, it's I really don't know how to like even talk about it anymore because like it's been what now, like 4.5 months since like I mean like it's been longer, but like we've been under quarantine and lockdown since mid-March.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been like 4.5 months since like we've been in like serious mode, but like the entire time I keep hearing the same thing. Well, I think that this is close to just being over. I think before you know it, it's just gonna be gone.
Before
it's mostly
you know it.
You don't really hear about people dying anymore. You just hear about people getting sick, and like the everybody they're doing a really good job at like getting people healthy again. And it's like, okay, fair, but it's still out there. We haven't really curbed anything. It's still going on. People are still getting sick. People are still going to the hospital. People are still dying. Eventually, that death rate is going to catch up to the amount. I mean, like, we're going to kind of, like, we can't really get it past a certain point after a certain point. But, like, it's going to, people are still going to die. And not for nothing.
Christy, what's the math on the death total?
I mean, like, people are like, oh, well, it's like 1% or less than 1%. And it's like, cool. That's still like almost 200,000 people who died this year from one thing that y'all said was just going to go away.
Genghis Khan killed 10% of the population on Earth?
And there was like, what? Like 150 people alive at that time?
I know, and he killed like, what, 100? Is that what?
Christy says
Christy, what's 10?
Christy said, I don't do morbid math.
Morbid Math? That's a good band name.
Ooh, that should be our band name. Morbid Math. What the fuck are you doing? Like, listen, this is...
No, I'm a mess. Listen, some things have happened in the past couple hours.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Let's
because I feel like we both have a little bit of like a pandemic quarantine update or like an experience that we just recently went through that like really made us think about stuff. Like I got really retrospective yesterday.
Did you?
Well, like I texted you.
Like mid-80s or
no, just like kind of just tracing back all the paths I've taken in life.
Oh, okay.
And like
figuring out where you should have ducked instead of dodged,
basically,
kind of thing.
But it's funny because you try to look at things, and you can obviously take a look at your life and say like, yes, like certain areas are so much better than what they were a year ago, and like in the grand scheme of things, like I'm not really doing that bad, and there is still a lot of great stuff to look for. Or to look forward to.
There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
There is always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, and more people should embrace that and acknowledge that. However, regardless of your status in life, regardless of how successful you might be, there's always going to be a point in your life where you're going to be standing in line at Walmart to buy a fucking plunger. This is
and nobody just goes to buy a plunger preemptively. It's usually in reaction to something that you go and buy a plunger.
It wasn't even our fault.
I mean, you live in an apartment.
We live in an apartment, and it was one of those things where it was like it was like mid-afternoon to like super late in the day. And like I go to the bed, and so we have a good sized apartment. So we have 2 bathrooms. We have one in the office area, one in the bedroom area. It's nice.
Moving on.
One's for the bidet, one's for the shower. So
You shit in the shower?
no, one is specifically the pooping bathroom.
Oh,
'Cause
so it's kind of like an RV? Like nobody poops on the RV?
no,
Nobody poops in the shower bathroom?
well, I mean, sometimes you gotta, because if the other person's going, then
Well, I mean, you
what are
got
gonna
to put a little doggy bag down and make
do?
sure you
No.
throw it out at
But anyways,
RV rules.
so like I went to the bathroom and I was like, oh, that's weird. There's like still some stuff in it. All right, whatever. And then I flushed it and it went. Brrrt. I was like, oh boy, there's some stuff in it. Christy and I were looking at each other. We were like, was that you? I don't know if it was me. Like who pooped the bed? Like we don't know.
We're never eating at Taco Bus again.
So, and she made mention. She's like, well, the other one is kind of slow to flush too. And I was like, okay, so like we came to the conclusion that it may have been the pipes, but we didn't want to rush and call maintenance because she brought up the fact that like, hey, if like we fucked up these pipes, they might charge us for something, so like we should try to fix this ourselves. And I was like, okay, great, where's the plunger? And she's like, we don't have a plunger. I'm like, we've lived in this apartment for legit a year and we don't have a plunger.
Kudos. That's an accomplishment, actually.
I was both proud and disappointed all in the same second. Like, proud that we won a year. And not for nothing, like, there's some good food here. They got barbecue. They got tacos. Burgers, man. Fucking amazing. Great food down here. We cook for ourselves all the time now. We're cooking a lot of food, cooking a lot of meals. So
the wife loves Taco Bus, by the way.
I don't think I've ever had a taco bus, but I would be down. Just saying. But so surprised that we have never had an incident where it's like, hey, we got to take care of this. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just go get a plunger. And I had to go do something else. And I was like, you know what? There's a Walmart literally right next to the stop I got to make.
Okay.
Just go to the Walmart. I don't like Walmart. I fucking hate Walmart. I fucking hate going to Walmart.
I think most of America does.
But how do you make it so you never have to go back to Walmart? Because, again, no matter where you are in life, you're always going to end up in that goddamn line. And there's like always 2 registers open at Walmart. They have 20 fucking registers, and then like an aisleway full of self-serve registers, and yet they have 2 employees. Like, I get it, there's a pandemic, but fucking Home Depot is hiring people just to stand at the fucking door. I mean, come on. So like,
it's true.
And I'm just like, and of course, like I also like had to like depression buy, and like I had just like chips and cheese and gummy bears. Like I'm just like standing there like this. I'm just like, why? Like this is just sort of. This is 2020 right here. 2020 is having to stand in line at fucking Walmart to buy a plunger and gummy bears. Like that is
while your pipes are overflowing.
Yeah, and of course, 2 clunks and it was clear.
Really?
It wasn't even a good plunger. It's one of those ones where it's got like the lip on the inside, so like shit can get stuck in it. And I'm like, whoever designed this needs to never design things again.
It's very true.
But that's kind of what I went through yesterday.
So what was your big takeaway? What was your your epiphany?
That no matter where you are, who you are, or how successful you are, that you are always going to end up in that place. So just be ready.
So we're all the same.
We're all the same. At the end of the day, we're all the same.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Make sure you vote.
I like that.
Please vote.
It's important.
It's important. That's what it all comes back to.
So, I had a bit of an experience.
Yeah, okay.
As well, we can talk about. So folks, if you have not checked out Axe's Week in Review, where I took a lovely trip to Tampa, Florida for a wedding anniversary, please go take a look at that. It's in the archives. We got playlists now. We're organizing the channel.
I've got some stuff I can add actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I forgot. We'll talk about it off air, but like I forgot that I had like all this stuff that was already. It was just on a separate channel.
Oh,
And I was like, why? I was like, why did I do this? This is stupid.
yeah, just throw it on.
Just combine the effort.
We're creating the brain wreck media is what we're creating. We're getting a whole bunch of stuff together.
We're gonna get a train.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Or a bus, or more like a Winnebago.
I mean, like, I'm still waiting for Greg to buy a boat. So, like, you know, we're still waiting on the boat. I want what's owed to me. Okay.
Okay.
But anyway, went to Florida.
Yeah.
And when you go out of Florida and you come back, and again, I'm not saying organized crime is involved, but
we don't know.
They take all your information when you get back to New York, because there is a mandatory quarantine period if you happen to go to the fourth most popular place in the entire world full of COVID, of Florida. You know, who are you to tell me what to do with my body? I'm just saying, pro-choice. Just making that argument right now. Pro-choice.
Sure, man. Okay.
But so when you arrive in New York, they take your information. You have to tell them where you live, where you work, your phone number, pretty much anything you want to give them, you know, your shoe size. They'll take it. They'll take all the information you can. And what they do with this is they will first, about a day later, I got a phone call from New York State, wanted to verify that all the information's correct, want to make sure that everything on file was correct. And I was like, yeah, I've got nothing to hide, you know, come at me, bro. And then they said, we are going to check in with you every single day, and you need to inform us if you have any symptoms of COVID-19. And I'm like, I mean, okay, sure, whatever. They didn't actually say what the symptoms of COVID-19 are.
You didn't get like a pamphlet or something?
Nothing. And if you go online and Google search symptoms of COVID-19, even a goddamn toothache could be a goddamn symptom of COVID-19. All right. So, like, if anything's wrong with you at all, New York State wants you to know about it.
Or
wants
which
wants
I feel
you to
like
tell
that's
them.
a complete 180 from how this all when all this all started, because like Christy and I were like feeling pretty crummy right around the time lockdown started, and they were like, you're fine, just stay inside. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit, like where else are we gonna go? Yeah, don't worry about it, you're good, just stay calm, you're fine. And now they're like, if you have a toothache or pass weird gas,
it's
you gotta
almost
let us know.
anything is now an indicator of possible COVID-19. So what they do is every single day I get a text message. I get a text message saying, this is us checking in on you to see if you have got COVID. Do you have any COVID-19 symptoms? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no.
What?
So every day.
What if you accidentally hit 1? Like, what happens?
I don't know. But they also say if you want someone to contact you, just reply with contact and somebody will call you, kind of thing. So it's a super automated thing. So every day, you know, I wait for the text to come. I press my 2 for no.
2 for no.
And then they say, thank you. And then they say, you have so many days left of your mandatory quarantine.
Wow.
So they let you know how many more days you have left, kind of thing. So I'm going to say right now, Axe's Week in Review is probably not going to happen this week.
Oh, no.
Or next week.
Come on, you got to find something. No, you have to do. This is the perfect opportunity for you to find your space. I've been telling you for weeks, you need your own space. Like, you're in lockdown. You can't go out. You're under quarantine. Find your space, man. And then just be like, yeah, like, this is my space. This is where I do my doodles, and I do my writings, and I play my guitars. And, like, it's just me. It could even be, like, you just on the toilet for, like, 5 minutes. Just do that. Like, literally just play the guitar on the toilet for 5 minutes.
Maybe I'll put together something.
Okay.
Maybe I'll put together something. But like, dude, there's nothing going on. There is nothing happening. You can't go anywhere. I mean, you can. They're really not monitoring you. However, or at least that's what I thought was the case. And then something happened today that that really kind of threw me for a loop. I've never had anything like it happen before,
Hmm.
and I hope I never experience it again.
Okay.
So this afternoon, I had to run out to my car.
Right.
Not that I was going anywhere under quarantine, but I had to run out to my car. I thought I left something in the car, and I opened the door, and everything is thrown about inside the car. All the glove compartments, the center console, all the little hidden areas, everything has been taken out of the vehicle and placed on the passenger seat. Folks, somebody broke into my car.
Yeah. Someone broke into your car.
Sitting in my driveway.
Yeah.
I've never had anything like that happen before.
That happened to my mom 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Oh my God! Like our neighborhood used to get hit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like both where my mom lived and where my dad lived. It's like 5 minutes apart, so it's kind of the same neighborhood. But yeah, like in the winter, you would come out in the morning and you could see the tracks going up to all the cars that like were within our little vicinity. You could see like tracks going up to one window. If there were multiple cars, they'd be going over to the next window, going to the next house, going across the yard. Like yeah, like she's gotten her car broken. Well, opened up, I guess I could say.
Right.
Like a good amount of times. Yeah.
Yes. Very unnerving. It's never happened to me before. Whoever did it is a fucking moron. Because they did not bother to take the 2 DVD players that are on the back of the seats of the vehicles for the kids. They didn't bother.
I want to guess at what they took, but go ahead.
They didn't
what else did they
bother
bother with?
To open up. Well, I don't know if they didn't know that it opened or not. There's like a little sliding thing that we keep all of our money, like change, in for tolls and stuff like that. They didn't bother taking any of that.
Okay, see, that would have been my guess. Is all they took was the loose change.
And I don't think they actually took anything.
Okay.
I think that is what they were looking for, was the loose change.
Right.
But they did not know that the drawer came out that had all the change in it.
Yeah, that's possible, because I'm pretty sure like my mom got hers broken into like the first time. They took her GPS and then like the loose change, and then like there was just receipts and papers like scattered about. Yeah. And then like any time after that, it was always just the loose change. Like it was never any trinkets, never any CDs, never. I mean, like, who's got a CD player these days? But like it was never really anything of big importance or value. It was just like spare change. So it's like they got $350 from breaking,
right?
You know, from basically getting in somebody's car.
Yeah, from committing a felony.
Yeah,
but
yeah, great times.
So, and that's the thing. It's like, you know, I feel like I live in a relatively safe neighborhood. I feel like I live in a place that's like safe for my kids and stuff. But to have somebody have the fucking cojones,
yeah, man,
the ball, something that only organized crime would have the ability to do.
Listen, we're not saying it's organized crime, okay? We don't know.
Listen, I love The Godfather. Great movie.
He was a great worker too, you know.
Woo woo.
Not for 2020, but hey, man, like it was.
No, he went legit.
He went legit.
Yeah,
he's got a strip club now.
Good for him.
Fucking loves weed, man. you ever seen that guy's Instagram?
No, I don't follow.
Like, I mean, I don't follow him either. But like, he just pops up sometime on my feed and stuff. And like, that dude fucking loves weed.
You know, it's good to love something.
Yeah, I mean, like,
you gotta have a hobby.
Gotta have a hobby. Gotta love things, you know.
Some people love weed. Some people break into cars. You know, some people work for the mob. It's a hobby. Just saying.
We don't know. anybody who works in the mob.
I don't know anybody.
Nor do we know the whereabouts of anybody who you might be looking for.
No.
Just saying.
No, don't know.
I don't know anybody actually.
Anything.
I
And
like I don't even have a guy.
Even if I did, I couldn't do anything. I can't leave my house. I'm under quarantine.
Yeah, you're stuck. And me, I don't want to go out.
Just done doing things,
dude. After the fucking Plunger experience, man, I was like, I'm tapped out, you know.
Right.
Like, I'll still do my grocery pickups, but I'm just like, God damn it, man. Like, this is exhausting. Like, and Walmarts just feel like they're so big now, and like, there's never anything that you're looking for. Like, oh, and the other thing too. So like, I knew that we needed paper towels as well.
Yes.
So like I'm over there in the paper aisle and like I'm looking for stuff and I grab a thing of paper towels and I look over and this small child just emerges from within the rack. And I just kind of look at him and I'm like, what the fuck? And he's just like looking at me laughing. And I'm like, where are the fucking plungers? Like, Jesus Christ. And so like I'm looking around,
where are the parents?
Yeah, where are the parents? And then, like, I turn around again, and another child emerges from within the rack. And this is like the thing where it's like the wall, and then like the shelving stuff. So it's like pressed up against the back wall, and like I kind of look inside of the rack, and they've built like a fort within the shelving,
the rollback,
and I'm just like. And of course, you know, they're not wearing masks. And I'm like,
of course not.
I'm like you're half the problem.
You should have told them so.
Listen, man, they're not my kids. I'm not talking to them. They're not my responsibility. I'm just getting what I need and getting the fuck out. And I'm just like, God, dude, this is just, oh my God. I just never want to go outside. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's we were actually just there not too long ago, getting ready for the kids to go back to school.
Okay.
Up here in upstate New York, we are sending our children back to school because we've done what the Godfather wanted us to do. We stayed inside. You know, we were compliant in everything. So we now get to send the kids back. But the school supplies list has skyrocketed.
I'm sure.
Because, like, listen, it was ridiculous before. My kid does not need 4 dry erase markers. The teacher does. Because they didn't get funding. Because somebody had to go get a meatball sub or something. I don't know. But
meatball subs are good, man. Come on.
I mean, especially at Wegmans. Like, you can't go wrong.
Oh, God, yeah.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now it's like we have to find, not only do we have the goddamn dry erase markers that I know my kid ain't using, like some of the things on the list, I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, they wanted us to buy a pack of manila legal letter sized folders
the fuck? Why?
to bring into the school. And it's like, what's my kid doing? Writing their congressman? Like, what are we?
No, they should. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, they
full on. They need to be teaching kids that shit in school. Because listen, I took government in high school. Okay, I took that class. I don't remember. I don't remember a goddamn thing. They were like, you have to volunteer at the end of the semester, and I was like, hey, Dad, can you just sign this and say I worked at the fucking fire department? And he was like, yeah, sure, okay.
I painted a shelter.
I swept floors.
Christy was there.
But yeah, like teach children how to write your congressman or woman, and teach them how to vote and why voting matters.
Yes, very important.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we had to find a pack of these fucking things. Like, it ain't in the Walmart school supply section, because what the fuck kind of thing. And then another thing that was on the list was they needed a pack of 24 number 2 pencils, which is standard. Like, you would think so.
Sure.
But in bold, underlined, italicized even, so that you don't fucking miss this motherfucker. Pre-sharpened number 2 pencils.
They don't have the sharpeners.
They took the goddamn sharpeners out of the building.
Okay. To be fair, I remember back in the day, we had our own sharpeners a lot of the times. Like, you would go to the school store during lunch period, and then, you'd pull out 10 cents, and you'd get, like, one of those clear-colored, like, handheld sharpeners.
See, I used to go to the old meat grinder. The old meat grinder that they had up on the wall.
The thing with the meat grinder is, like, no classroom's meat grinder worked at the same level. Like, there were some that would just fucking eat that shit, man. And then you would basically ruin your pencil.
Good for you, Christy.
Christy did
giving back to the community.
5 different volunteer things. I mean, like, yeah, you're better than us.
More activism.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I know what you're saying. Like, they didn't sharpen those things. The pencil sharpeners, like, they didn't sharpen the inside blade since the 60s. So like you've got a good you got a
work
sporting chance.
Yeah, you gotta like
to either
you gotta like put
ruin
it in
your
there,
pencil
like, just right, and then you gotta like get the good crunch going. You get that nice juicy crunch, and then you gotta like do it really fast and pull it out.
Yeah, there's always like that little tester. Like, you gotta do the tester, crank it, and like once it gets to a certain point, you're like, oh no, like abort, abort.
And then
we're gonna make do with what we got.
And then you get that teacher who'd have the electric sharpener.
Oh.
Oof.
That was sad.
Everybody was going up to that. Just zzz, you're like, oh. And then sometimes you leave it and they're just like too long. And then you pull it out too late and it'd be like this little nub and you're like, well, that's okay.
Lesson learned. Everybody would run the train on that pencil sharpener.
Fuck.
But anyway, so I said fuck that because the pre-sharpened number 2s were $10 for the pack. The unsharpened was like $1.50. I'm like, we'll sharpen those motherfuckers. Like, I don't care. Like, we'll take the time at home to make sure we get it done. And then, of course, you got your hand sanitizers that you got to bring. I mean, we'd give our child that anyway. I mean, we're not, cannibals or anything. And then this one, I saw it and I just started laughing. I did one with, Christy said she did one with me, did one with Greg, did one with her high school boyfriend, not Kevin. Everyone kept asking me to volunteers for things, and she was like, okay. I feel like asking is half the battle.
For volunteer work?
For anything in life.
Well, yeah.
Like, don't let your pride get in the way of asking for help.
Always ask.
I'm just saying.
Always ask before you do anything.
Consent is king.
Consent is king. Consent is, well, consent is.
Is this a rule? I think. Ooh, rule number 5?
I was gonna say rule number 5.
Rule number 5.
Consent is key.
Consent is key. Key or king? I like the king saying.
King or queen, I mean.
Oh, let's go with the key. We don't want to upset anybody. Yeah. Keys are non-binary, right?
I mean, I think so.
Dope.
Yeah.
We're woke.
Woken. Cool.
So, consent is key. Rule number 5. Where was it going? Oh, so this one, on the what I have to buy for my child to bring to school, what was on the list. Looking down, another thing that was on there was about 1 million different Ziploc bags of all different sizes. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. But this one made me laugh because I'm like, why don't I just give you $1 million? You got the same odds of me finding this item as me giving you $1 million. Folks, they wanted Lysol wipes.
Oh, good fucking luck. That is like
good
that's like
luck.
Mining for gold back in the day. Like, yeah.
Exactly. It ain't gonna happen. No. So I was like, okay, they're dreaming.
Yeah.
I'll buy a bottle of bleach. Good, you can
just slosh it around.
Here's some bleach.
Yeah. Here's some bleach and a rag.
I sent my child to school.
Go. Learn how to do things. Learn math.
I know this is your first day of pre-K, but we need to send you to the principal's office immediately.
Oh fuck.
Oh lordy. So yeah,
Yeah.
kids are going back to school. Had to buy a bunch of supplies. Can't go anywhere now. Under quarantine.
Yeah.
Car was just broken in. For the first time ever. Brother, 2020
Listen, man.
will not stop.
Tomorrow
It won't stop.
Tomorrow's a beautiful day, man. Just thinking. I'm already like, yeah, man. Like, just we got tomorrow to look forward to, dude. Like, there's so many great things gonna go on tomorrow. I think. I don't know if there's anything, but.
So
Oh my God.
we got a little bit of time
Yeah,
left
yeah.
here. Let's turn this frown upside down a little bit. You know, your boy for a long time. He don't do mutants. I'll tell you that.
You don't
much.
do mutants.
But goddamn, if I ain't a DC fanboy.
You, sir. And I mean, like, we're both kind of in that boat.
I mean, you're kind of a Marvel guy.
I feel like, you know, I've been really trying to identify my fandoms lately. Like, because for a while it was like, oh yeah, I really like Star Wars. And then I watched all the Star Wars movies and I was like, I don't think I like Star Wars all that much.
It's a 50-50.
It's like, yeah, like I love DC. Like DC's great. And then like I watch all the recent DC movies and I'm like, I don't think I like DC. And I was like, but Nolan's Batman. Solid. And it's like,
solid. Well, except that last one.
I think the whole franchise is overrated, but so I've been trying to like figure it out and like wade the waters, and like I'm comfortable with now just saying like, listen, I like what I like. I'm not a blind follower. If you give
I don't know anything about art,
but
I know what I like.
Listen. I don't know what it is, but I know it when I see it. Okay.
But anyway,
porn rules apply. But yeah, like OnlyFans, dude. We're gonna make $1 million. You saw what that lady did, man. Like fucking one day $1 million. Like that's gonna be us. I'll fucking show my pecs or something. I got nothing else going on.
Whatever anybody thinks I'm worth.
Hey, man, even if it's $2, I'll take it.
Right.
So, yeah, DC just rolled out, it was what, like over the weekend. The DC
had a huge weekend.
The DC Fandom, which was like a fucking...
Not to be confused with the Thunderdome.
Not to be confused with the Thunderdome. Mad Max or WWE, which...
Yeah.
Hey, man, people are trying. I get, that's one
thing.
People
are putting Chris Benoit back on TV.
I saw that. Fuck, dude. Like, come on. Y'all need to know better. Like, come on. You should know better. I give a lot of people credit for trying new things, especially in this time. You know, WWE's going out there. They're putting, digital faces in the seats. Hey, good for you. You're trying to spruce things up, do something different. If it's working out for you, it's working out. DC did this whole unveil or unveiling of all this new content and media that they've got coming out. And hey, you know what?
Everything that was supposed to be at Comic-Con, essentially, was what they.
And you know what? Like, I don't hate the concept of this. I mean, it's very D23-esque in a way. Yes. Where it's all hyper-focused on DC, and they cover everything from the movies. Some of the I don't know if they did any of the TV, actually, to be honest with you. I didn't follow it that closely. But
boy, they did the comics like a couple weeks beforehand.
Ooh, what happened there?
Oh, you don't know? Okay.
I actually don't.
Okay, so AT&T, I believe.
AT&T, yeah.
AT&T bought Time Warner.
Right.
With that came I think that's who it was. There was a merger. Some sort of fucking
merger. I think so,
merger.
Because we get HBO Max for free, and we have AT&T.
Eventually, Apple will own everything.
Oh, brother. Yeah.
But anyway, there was a big merger. With big mergers come big cuts. And let me tell you something.
Oh, Oh, I did hear about
DC.
this.
Who?
So,
As a comic book guy, as a guy trying to. Why do I always break into dead media? What the fuck? What is wrong with me?
so you got to go.
Can I do VR?
You've got to go where the ball is going.
Brother,
you can't go where it's at. You got to look ahead.
Whenever the team is playing said sport and then it evolves and they get a new ball and they kick the ball over to the sidelines, that's where I am. I get the generation old ball and I pick that up and I run like a motherfucker, but I'm still a generation behind.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, DC Comics is dead in the fucking water.
They fired him. They let a lot of people go, didn't they?
They let a shitload of people go. They canceled a ton of titles, including Aquaman and Suicide Squad and Harley Quinn.
They got a fucking movie coming out, and they've got a TV show, and they got a video game coming out.
Yeah. And they announced they are going to an almost completely digital platform.
Whoa. Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
As somebody who follows the comic books more closely,
Mm-hmm.
do you believe that's a result of the pandemic, or do you believe that's a direction the industry was heading in regardless? Regardless of like if there was maybe a time jump in there somehow.
Here's what happened. Here's what screwed the pooch. And it is DC's fault, so they only have themselves to blame. Well, it's DC and Marvel. Like, they kind of both screwed the pooch in two different ways, essentially. What happened, what killed everything as far as comic book collecting in general was when DC went to bi-weekly titles.
You think they were putting out too much at a short amount of time?
Yes, which hindered quality and increased quantity, but at the same time, they reduced the titles only by $1. So while you are paying less per book, you are paying more per month if you kept your same subscriptions that were going on. So a short-sighted money grab by DC will increase the content, thusly increase the sales, pushed a lot of people to cancel a lot of titles because it ended up being if you subscribe to 5 DC books per month and you're paying $4.99 a month, but now they're going bi-weekly and you're paying $2.99 a book. Now you're paying $7 goddamn dollars, Christy, check my math, a month for the same title. Yes, you're getting more content, but listen, Netflix is 14 fucking bucks. Disney Plus is a goddamn $10.
It all adds up. Like it
all adds up.
It's more money out of your pocket.
Not everything can run on the monthly subscription model. It doesn't fucking work because I cannot subscribe to Peacock, to Hulu, to Disney Plus, to Netflix, to fucking whatever else.
Like, listen, I've been saying this since like people were like, "Oh, we got to start cutting the cord. We got to stop going with these over-the-box devices. We got to start going to streaming services." I've said this all along. We're gonna hit a point where the bubble's gonna burst because suddenly,
just like the housing market,
just like the housing market, it's basically gonna be the same exact scenario as the housing market. Or streaming service is going to directly lead to a market crash in the year 2023. Mark my words. But suddenly, you're not just paying $9.99 for Netflix anymore, and possibly $5.99 for Hulu. It's now $14.99 for Netflix, $9.99 for Hulu, fucking $100 to $200, for 3 years of Disney Plus. You got to pay for the DC universe. You got to pay for Peacock. You got to pay for CBS All Access. You got to pay for fucking Vice and like all these other little nichey, streaming platforms and services.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I did get 3 free months of the Peacock, and the wife and I just recently sat down and watched the original Frankenstein that was on there from the 30s.
From the old Boris Karloff.
Oh, brother. What a magical experience.
Dude, the old Universal monster movies are pretty great.
They are
They've got a charm to them.
top notch.
Yeah. But yeah, you're going to be paying all this money for all these streaming services, and suddenly, oh look, all the streaming services that I pay for now exceed the cost of cable.
Yes.
You're gonna. I'm sorry, the kitty cat. Did you have something to say? She just yelled. Even she's pissed. She's pissed off at it. She knows. So yeah. So fucking okay. So but back to the comics.
But anyway, back to the comics. So yes. So anyway, they short-sighted thing. Marvel did a whole thing where they're like, we're gonna tell stories that the vocal few want you to hear and not the majority wants you to read, kind of thing. So that killed that market too. And now with DC going completely digital, well, mostly digital, goodbye collector's market. You're shit out of luck.
I mean, I'd imagine they do like special editions and like one-offs, but you're not going to see the big rush to get like the next big hit or anything like that.
Fuck no.
Like that's gone.
That is gone. So, you know, it is what it is. However, let's talk about the good part of DC.
The good stuff, because there was some
dropped at their Fandom.
Juicy stuff that came out of that.
We
Fandom.
got ourselves some trailers.
Ooh, did you watch all of the trailers?
I watched most of them. I didn't see the Flash one.
There wasn't a
Flash. So I missed that
there was
one.
a Flash one?
I believe so.
Wait,
I
Flash
saw
the movie or Flash the show?
The movie, I guess.
The movie, no, there's only like concept art for Flash.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the Black Adam thing either.
Black Adam thing is just concept art as well.
I did see the Batman.
I saw the Batman.
I saw Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights,
the video game.
Yes.
I saw Suicide Squad, the game.
Suicide Squad game, yes.
I think that's all I saw.
There was also the Justice League Snyder Cut trailer.
I heard about it. I have not seen it.
We can talk about that. Okay. There was the, I think, third Wonder Woman 84 trailer.
Okay.
And then you also had the Suicide Squad teaser trailer along with the Suicide Squad behind-the-scenes featurette.
Oh, wow. I missed more than I thought.
Among a lot of other things, I'm sure, but that's pretty much all that I saw as well.
All right, so let's talk about the ones that we did that I saw, and then you can fill me in on the other ones.
Sure.
The Batman.
Dude.
What'd you think?
I have... listen, I feel like at this point, I'm always going to have mixed emotions and feelings when it comes to Batman material. Batman is
It's not Michael Keaton.
It's not Michael Keaton, but I mean, you know the news about the Keaton.
Oh, I know the news.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute too. Then, listen, there's been a lot of Batman stuff coming out over the last decade or so. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. Again, I like what I like. What I saw from this trailer, I didn't mind it. I thought it looks interesting. It definitely gave off a little bit of a Nolan vibe. Like it seems like they're going for that tone. Maybe a little, definitely a different sort of style. I mean, it's a completely different cape and cowl,
right?
Which you know, I actually didn't hate.
It's just fine.
It's you know, I thought he looked good. I thought the scene where he's just beating the fuck out of the dude, I was like, oh okay. That's cool.
Where he's like, I am vengeance.
He's like, I am vengeance. And I was like, oh, say the rest. Say the rest. And then he didn't say the rest. I was like, damn it. But, you know.
He might get there. He might get there.
Dude, if he gets there, I might pop in the theater. I don't know.
Whoa.
I'm gonna. You know, I'm glad they're not doing another origin story. Because if there's one thing that listen.
We get it.
I get it. Superheroes have origin stories. They're all fucking dramatic and emo at times. Like, wonderful. I don't need to see another goddamn superhero origin story. I get it. They have powers. They have a costume. They battle crime. They fight evil people. That's all I need to know.
Here's
Just
the thing,
make a fun
folks.
movie.
if it's just there, people will accept it.
Will accept it.
We don't need to know
People
where
know,
it came from.
yes, people know the history of most of these characters already.
Exactly.
Overall, I thought the trailer was cool. I thought I was into it. I'm intrigued. I will absolutely go see it. I'm not saying I'm like over the moon excited, but I'm intrigued. I'm interested. They have my attention and they will have my money.
So the one thing I will say about the trailer, I mean, I liked it a lot. It looked dope to me. I mean, everyone is screaming Riddler for the villain.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone has said Penguin
Penguin
is in there too.
that was Penguin, which I feel like they could have made Penguin look a little bit more like Penguin and not just like fucking oh shit, what's the guy's name? I'm blanking on dude's name. He doesn't look like Penguin. That did irk me a little bit.
So I don't know if it was me, and I might be the only one who picked up on this, because I haven't heard anyone else talk about it at all. So it very well could be just something. I could have sworn for a brief second in that trailer, they flashed a guy who may or may not look a lot like Hush.
No. No.
I'm just
Here's
saying.
the thing: if they pull a switcheroo, here's the thing: I fucking love the Hush story. That is, I mean, that's a great fucking story.
It is a great fucking story.
Don't watch. I mean, if you want to watch it, the animated adaptation of it is not great.
It's not the best.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
It's not great. It's not great.
It's not the best.
It's no. Tom Wilkinson. That's the guy that I was thinking of. He's actually in the Batman Begins. He plays like the big mob boss in it. Like I thought that because the Penguin's played by Colin Farrell, and when I saw that, I was like, he looks just like Tom Wilkinson. It's weird. It's a very weird choice.
Do we know who's playing the Riddler?
Oh my god, I'm blanking on his fucking name too. God damn it. Shit. Like I should know this, because like this. Paul Dano.
Who's that?
He's a good actor. He's like a good character actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's good. But yeah, he's playing the Riddler. See, when you said like you saw somebody that could be Hush, I thought you might have been referring to him.
I mean, possibly. I saw a guy somewhere in the trailer whose head was completely wrapped in bandages, wearing sunglasses.
You're thinking of the Riddler.
That's supposed to be the Riddler?
That was the Riddler.
So why is he looking like Hush then?
I don't know, man. I mean, like the Riddler was spoilers. The Riddler was Hush, but
well, sort of.
Sort of. Everybody was kind of Hush at one point, and then Hush is actually like somebody else completely. But
well, yeah, because he can shapeshift to whoever he wants to be.
No spoilers. We'll talk about that later. I think you may miss. I think one of us misread something.
Okay.
But anyways, the trailer. Yeah, so
I thought it was good overall.
I thought it was good overall. I'm looking forward to it. They got Riddler, they got Penguin, they got Catwoman. The one thing I'm really hoping for with this movie is they lean more into the comic book elements. Like, we just went back through it and we rewatched The Dark Knight, and the Dark Knight is a very good movie. But like with all of Nolan's movies, there's a certain element missing from that really made me a Batman fan. I mean, like as bad as the Schumacher Batman movies are, you watch those and they're over the top, they're campy, they're a little bit more colorful. They have characters in their outfits, and like I watch that and I go, this is Batman. Not completely, but like it's there. And I
Right.
feel like what they've been trying to do within the last few movies, with both like the Snyder movies and the Nolan movies, is sort of like remove a lot of the fun elements out of Batman. I mean, like you play those Arkham games, like
Woo.
that's some of my favorite Batman material out there.
Yes.
And it's like I want stuff like that. You can do that like dark and gritty tone, but like also have a guy who's a fucking humanoid crocodile trying to kill you. Have Bane who
King
fucking
Shark even.
yeah, King Shark. Have Bane who fucking hits the button and he fucking hulks up and he's like, "Rawr."
Right.
So I would like to see a little bit more of that with this new iteration of Batman.
Yeah. 100%. So I'm in so
in.
far.
I'm in. Yeah.
With that.
Again, they have my money thus far.
We'll go over the new Arkham Knights.
Or Gotham Knights,
Knights.
which I guess is from a different studio. This is from
Yeah,
Warner
it looked,
Brothers.
Yeah, it looked different. I mean, it seems like you're gonna get to play as the four from the Bat family of the Red Hood, Batgirl, Robin, and Nightwing, all together, which looks fun. It is a continuation from the Arkham Knight story.
Well, don't spoiler. Wait, what? Are you sure?
I mean the opening video. Yeah. Spoilers, not spoilers. I mean, it was in the fucking trailer. What are you gonna do? But
it wasn't in the.
Yeah, it was.
No, wait.
The message from Bruce Wayne is the end of the fucking Arkham Knight game.
I don't remember that at all.
Okay.
I have to go. You know what? Christy's got to play that, and we're gonna actually go through and replay that soon. So we'll do that, and then I'll get back to you on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phenomenal game.
Okay.
So great
game. It looks cool.
So it seems like it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I don't know. See, here's the thing, man. I started playing through like the Spider-Man game, and like I kind of like I'm in a weird place with video games right now. Like, I don't know what I want to play, and there's like too much out there, and I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, how much time? Like, for me to really want to play, like, get into a game, like, I have to be like, I really have to invest.
Yeah, I'm very much the same way. However, I've been so invested in these Arkham games that I feel like this is going to be an easy one.
See,
to get into.
I'm a little more intrigued by the Suicide Squad game.
Suicide Squad game looked good too.
I mean, we got a little bit of time before that comes out,
but at the same time, I was kind of like, this is a cutscene. You didn't show me.
I mean, the game's like still under development. They have like a year and a half before that game's even going to be ready to come out.
Right. So fun announcement for sure.
Yeah.
You didn't show me any of the gameplay that you showed with the Arkham or the Gotham Knight game, where they actually showed combat.
Yeah, I can understand that,
and things like that. So I'm optimistic. I mean, it's Rocksteady.
It's Rocksteady,
so it's
and they're the ones that did the core Arkham series. Arkham Origins, I believe, was done by Warner Brothers Games, which is also doing the Gotham Knights game.
Arkham Origins. I mean, I know I played it.
Very forgettable.
I cannot remember it. At all.
I mean, if you missed it, you didn't miss much.
Good Lord, what happened in that game?
It's the prequel.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. But whew.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to go back and play that. I don't remember.
So it looks like they got some good video game stuff coming out, which will be cool to see. Once like those are actually getting closer to release. And then
very happy for DC.
Very happy for DC
with the news. It's about goddamn time. As someone who's a DC fanboy, to sit back and be like, there's hope.
Well,
there's hope in this world. Like, we can't rely
tomorrow's gonna be a beautiful
on
day.
Elected officials. We cannot rely on heroes anymore because everyone's canceled. We can't rely. Who do we look up to in times like these. Who do you look up to? You look up to the goddamn Batman. You look up to the goddamn Justice League of America until Superman blows somebody's head off. And then the Suicide Squad has to do some shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, Henry Cavill's killing it. I'm just saying.
Listen, that man's putting boots to the ground. He's doing some work.
He's doing all the iconic work.
Yeah.
You know, I just want something to believe in.
Well,
And DC, you gave me that for one weekend. So I say thank you. And don't fire any more comic book people, please.
well, did you want to still talk about any of the other stuff?
I mean, we were like 15 minutes over. I was trying to wrap
We
it
started
up.
late.
So like all right. Well, what else we got?
So, well, I mean, there's really not much, honestly.
You know, okay, folks. I tried to tie a bow on this motherfucker. Like, listen, I'm the type of guy that, like, if it's somebody's birthday, if it's Christmas, whatever the fuck, I'm making you a tight package.
Oh,
Like, I'm taking the
you
time
got that type package.
to make sure that paper's all lined up nice and even. I'm gonna slide my hand,
All right,
keep the
well-
tension, put the tape on it, you know, tickle it a little bit, make sure it's nice and happy for when you open it, so you get a nice presentation. That's what I'm looking for. It's a nice presentation that you can only get from the best show on the internet, the only recipient of the YouTube Wood Award.
And if you want to follow the best show on the internet, there are multiple ways to do it, friends. You can follow us here on whichever streaming platform you're watching us on, because we're just casting that net out there, and we're trying to rake it all in, trying to figure out which one works out best. We think we know. We're just kind of doing that for, the hell of it. But you can follow us on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, fucking Instagram, across all of that on BrainWreck Show. Follow us there, subscribe, follow, hit whatever notification buttons you can, because, hey, we've got a lot more content coming out to you. We've got this show
so much more
every Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern. We've got Rule Number 4, the brand new show that is taking off like gangbusters. Every other Thursday at what time? Like 10 o'clock Eastern.
10 p.m. Eastern.
We start a little bit later.
Whatever it is, Texas time.
Whatever, fucking 9 o'clock. So, it's a little bit later, but hey, it's Thursday. What else you gonna do?
A little more adult content, too.
That's not much more than what's on here. You got Axe's weekly reviews every Friday. We're going to work on him to make sure he puts one out this Friday. And then I have some stuff possibly in the works.
And also, a Twilight Zone watch-along content show is probably going to start in September.
Oh, September.
I have so many things to do.
Listen, everybody, just handle your business. But make sure you subscribe. And remember, tomorrow...
It's great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Great, big, beautiful tomorrow, mans.
Shining at the end of every day.
Yeah, and if that day's not shiny, hey, guess what? You got another tomorrow right around the corner.
Got another tomorrow.
Just hold on for one more day.
That was uplifting as fuck.
Break free from those chains.
Took it too far. For this week, I'm Jason Axe.
Wilson Phillips, man. I'm Kevin Graham.
Whoa. And it's been your show.
Peace.